Good morning, I'm Emma. I'm a holistic health coach and a certified gluten-free practitioner, and I thought today I would talk to you about gluten and emotions. This was inspired by an incident this weekend. We were out with friends and my youngest, who was diagnosed just before his 6th birthday, so about 2 months ago now, was offered a treat from this other family. And it was a treat pre-gluten-free that he absolutely loved. And the alarm bells rang in my head. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? Do I intercept it? Or do I just leave him and see how he reacts? And I thought, right, I'm going to leave him, see how he reacts. And he went, no, thank you. I really like those, but they make my tummy hurt, and I don't want food that makes my tummy hurt anymore. So no, thank you. Mummy has my snacks. And I was like, I'm really proud of him. I'm really, really proud of him and of how he rationalised so easily. And what a change in those 2 months. Previously, I think when he was first diagnosed, he'd have cried and he'd have wanted it and but I miss that food. And now within 2 months he's rationalizing it. So I would say I was really, really, really proud of him, but also the emotional attachment he had to that food previously, where he'd have cried and I really want it, has lessened, and in a very short amount of time. And it encouraged me with school opening that I don't need to worry about him when he's at school. I've spoken to him about, well, you do have choices, and I can't be with you all the time, so I can't always be aware of what you're eating. If a friend gives you some food in the playground or at lunch break, you have to know what you can eat and what you can't eat, and I'm trusting you. And so I was really glad that he had put that together, and he was just like, no, it's not worth it, Mummy, because it makes me ill, and it doesn't make me ill just for a little while, it makes me feel ill for days, so it's not worth it. Which was great, but it did inspire me, because you have those clients who can switch to a gluten-free and they know it's worth it and they know they are worth it, and then you have the clients who struggle. They may have been told years before to try it, or they may be on a gluten-free diet and they may be secretly cheating when no one is looking. And those are normal. There's nothing to be ashamed of if you are doing that. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I help people work through that. I had to work through that myself. The emotional attachment some of us have to the food can be very strong. It can be. And when you start looking at the emotional psychology and food and looking at the why behind why you were drawn to this, why are you cheating? Especially when you know the consequences. You know you're going to be sick. You know you're making yourself ill. You know you are worth more than this. Rationally, you know what you are doing is wrong, but the emotional draw to that food is more than you can handle. So gluten and emotions is real for some of us, but some of you may be listening to this going, oh, what a load of rubbish. You just switch and that's it. No. For others of us, it's not just it. I'm in the other camp. My children are in the, what's the problem? It makes us sick. Why would we eat it again? Maybe that's because I have more of an emotional attachment. They've both been diagnosed as children. I was diagnosed at the age of 21. I was very ill. I was very glad to give up gluten when I was first diagnosed. I wanted to be better. I had that incentive to give up gluten. The emotional attachment came afterwards, once I felt better. Perhaps I could just have a little bit of this. I really miss it, and it tasted so good. And it's difficult. I still struggle with it occasionally. I have to be honest. I'm honest with my clients. I'm honest with you. I do still struggle occasionally with that emotional attachment to food. But I also now recognise that is my trigger. There is something wrong in my life that is pushing me to that trigger. And at that point, I need to really take a look at myself and go, where is the stress coming from? What do I need to do to alleviate that? Why am I being drawn to this? And I go through the same toolkit that I use with clients on the emotional why, so that I can release it and I can move forward. And I will also use cooking to recreate what I'm craving, so that I have that fix of something comfort, a gluten-free Danish, a gluten-free bacon sandwich. But I'm also working through the why, because I am worthy. My body does not deserve to be abused by eating something that makes it sick. I am worth more than that. It was a difficult journey for me, and it might be a difficult journey for you. But what I would say is you are worth it. If you can come up with a phrase that you keep in your handbag, so when you're outside that cake shop, you can get it out, you can read it and go, I am worth it. I am worth it. Walk away, I'm worth it. The pain is not worth it. The diarrhea is not worth it. The itchy skin, the eczema is not worth it. Whatever your trigger is, or whatever you are then triggered in your body, we all react differently to gluten. For me, it's very dry skin, it's stomach pains, and my emotions go a bit sideways actually if I eat gluten. It feels really good to begin with, and then I don't feel so good after that. You just got to remember, you are worth it. So if you're struggling with gluten and emotions, hang on in there. Go over to my website, click the free consultation button, send me a contact form, and I run free consultations. They are an hour long, and we can talk about your requirements, how you need help, and it's a little introduction to working with me. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I look forward to posting another video to you guys soon.